In this lesson, we'll be learning about the if-else conditional statement. The if-else conditional statement is basically a statement stating that if a condition is true, then execute something, else run something else. Let's begin by initializing two variables, num1 and num2. Num1 will be equal to an input that has been typecasted in a float. Typecasted to a float. So, input, open brackets and close brackets, double quotes, single quotes can be used, and then enter a number. Write a colon, then a space. Now let's make our second variable, num2. Num2 will be equal to 8. Now let's write our if conditional statement. So, first write if space num1 is less than num2. Then write a colon. As you can see here, the comparison statement which we are using here is using the same comparison operators which we learned about in the last lesson. The if statement's code will be run if the conditional statement comes out to be true. So for example, if I say num1 is less than num2. Now let me put this in quotes. And let's run. If we write a 9, you see nothing appears. If we write something like 7, you see that num1 is less than num2. Now let's learn about the else statement. To write an else statement, you have to have written an if before. If, say, we just write else, like so, you can see already that an error is going to appear because of the red line beneath. And as you can see, it says invalid syntax. Whereas, if you write like this, else, and then you write your code inside it, like print num1 is greater than num2, you see that no line appears underneath, and there will be no error when we run it. For example, if I write 10, you see it says num1 is greater than num2. But if I say 3, it says num1 is less than num2. Now what happens if we write 8, the exact same as num2? You can see it's saying it's greater than num2, but they are still the exact same, so it cannot be greater than one another. To fix this, we can write an elif statement. An elif statement is a way of saying that if the conditionals before were not true, then check if this one is. It's quite similar to the else, which says that which is a way of saying that if nothing was true, then execute the code inside it. So let's write the elif here and say num1 is equal to num2. Now let's write a print saying both num1 and num2 are equal. Now if we enter a number like 8, you see that it says both num1 and num2 are equal. If it goes for a 3, then you see it says num1 is less than num2, and for a 10, it will say num1 is greater than num2. So as you can see, this is how you can use the conditional statements for elif, else, and if. Note that you can also use as many elifs as you want. For example, if we wanted to say elif num1 is also equal to 10, then we can print num1 is equal to 10. If we write 10, you see it writes this, but for anything else it says all the normal answers. Also know that you cannot write an if multiple times in one singular if, or you cannot write an else multiple times. But you can make multiple conditionals like this. So this is another if which we're starting. So if we say like this, if num2 is equal to 8, and print true. Now, when we run this again and write 8, you can see that it also executes the last conditionals and our next if conditional. When you start an if, elif, and else conditional, you must always start with an if, put elifs in the middle, and put else at the very end. See you in the next lesson.